So here I am standing in line at customs with about 1,000 other people that all got off different flights from around the world, entering probably the scariest place on earth. LAX. If you've never been to LAX, count yourself lucky. This is the worst airport in the history of airports. But I spoke more about LAX in my flying animation I did a few months ago, and wow, Gizzy, you're already promoting yourself 10 seconds into the video. Why don't you just stay on track, G? Oh look, it's Fun Controller Fred! Hey, Fun Controller Fred, why don't you just go sit in the corner over there and just let me tell the story on getting deported? Okay, but if you get sidetracked again, I'm jumping back in. Anyways, so it's New Year's Eve. I've decided to fly to Los Angeles to celebrate the New Year's with my friends. I was living in LA for a few months, but I went back to the UK for Christmas. Los Angeles was a big part of my life in 2015, so I wanted to end the year on a high and say farewell to the awesome year in style. The flight wasn't bad, just a cheeky 11 hours to London to LA, casually. They fixed up customs recently, but in 2015, customs in LAX were garbage. There were one line for all passengers, including Americans, and there wasn't any electronic custom forms at the time, so lining up was terrible. After about an hour in line, I finally get to the border controller. I don't know the correct term, so I'm calling them the border controller. If that triggers you, then feel free to let me know in the comments below, and I probably won't read it. If you've ever been through customs, they are never happy. Why? Why are they not happy? I feel like it's a secret law when signing up to be a border controller. Are you triggered yet? Does that trigger you? I'm not sorry, but I'll continue. Signing up to be a border controller to never smile and to make everyone's life terrible. Hello, I am a 10-year-old girl who just got off a 11-hour flight from England. I'm not feeling too well and I really need to get to my hotel and rest. It's also my birthday. Get down on the ground. What are you smuggling? You're an evil girl, aren't you? Again, I want an Oscar, please. Vote for me for the streamies this year, okay? I'm going for the animated one. I'm sorry. So, I am with this border controller. Are you triggered yet? No? Okay. And he looks at my information and notices that I've been in the States a little longer than usual. I didn't have a visa. I was only on an ESTA at the time. I was in process of getting a visa. Spoiler alert, I have the visa. I live in Seattle now. I wanted to come into the States for the week to celebrate New Year's. I had a return ticket as well. But this guy, he wasn't having it. He looks through my passport to see I've flown into the States a few times before. I was traveling for work at conventions between 2014 and 2015, hence why I've traveled a fair bit. Look, I like to travel, okay? It's my hobby. Get out of my face. Oh, by the way, an ESTA is a traveling visa. I can only visit America for up to 3 months. I don't know how long I have to wait before I get back. Nobody really explained that, but I didn't do that, by the way. Sir, you flown a fair amount of times. Wow. And you only have an ESTA? Yes, so I like to travel and I work on my computer, and he then stood up and escorted me to the second room. Ladies, gentlemen, dogs, trees, you do not want to enter the second room. I was told to wait here and he handed my passport to a lady behind the counter. This lady shall be named the Devil Woman Shiva. Her full name, of course. I was trapped, terrified. There was nothing I could do but to hope things go my way. The worst case scenario at this point was I would be put in prison, then back on a flight back to the UK that I would have to pay for, then be banned from entering America ever again. The no-fly list. I can't let that happen to me. My mind was just racing back and forth. All I kept thinking was that how are we this far into the video and you haven't left a like and subscribe and turned on notifications and bought my book and follow me on Twitter and hey, I warned you, don't get sidetracked. Sorry, Fun Controller Fred, sorry, that's my bad. Anyways, so where was I? Ah, yes, the Devil Woman Shiva. She finally called me up to talk to her after about an hour of just sitting there doing nothing. To bombard me with questions about what I do, where do I live, why am I in the States, etc, etc, etc. What kind of pancakes I had in the morning, you know, those typical questions. This was terrifying, especially that pancakes question. I just wasn't ready for that. I do not like this woman at all. I had a guy next to her who was the sweetest loaf I've ever met, by the way. It was a good cop, bad cop routine. This man reminded me of Gabriel Iglesias. He was so sweet and he cracked some jokes to calm my nerves, which really made the Devil Woman Shiva really mad. She handed me a form that basically told me that she was allowed to go through my personal items, such as my bag, my laptop, and my phone, if she suspects terrorism activity. It's terrifying when you have to hand over your belongings to a stranger who then will go through everything of yours. And I'm talking about everything. I knew this was it. I handed my phone over along with my laptop and my bags, and I was told to sit and wait. This took another 20 minutes. I'm still not 100% sure if this was legal, but I sat in the second room as the devil woman Shiva and Gabriel Iglesias were going through my naughty pictures. Never thought I would ever say that sentence in my YouTube career. If you remember, I said I was living in America for a few months in 2015, meaning I was paying rent to a place in Hollywood. I'm not an American citizen. I'm technically not allowed to live in America. Well, you could argue that I was staying in America for up to an amount of time that I was allowed in the country, which was 3 months, but I overstayed the 3 months and paying rent to a place in a country I wasn't a permanent resident in. Just throw me in jail already. I know it. I know it's gonna happen, okay? I'm going to jail. The devil woman Shiva finally called me over.
Sir, I see in your emails you have a job here. A manager and paying rent, all in Los Angeles.
All of that was technically true. My business was online and the company I worked for were based in LA, so I could see how that looked, but it was all at this very moment that I knew that I was going to be deported and sent back to the UK. Banned from entering America. I confessed to all of my crimes. I broke the law. She found out until she said one thing.
I see you are applying for a visa.
Hope. There was hope. I nodded and she went into the back room where I was told to sit back down for another hour. My heart was racing. I didn't know what to do or what was gonna happen. Is this it? Is it over? I'm dead. Oh, by the way, I have an Instagram. It's @Gizzy. It's a really cool name and you're doing it again. Sorry, Fun Controller Fred. Sorry, I'll continue. So, the devil woman Shiva returned with a decision.
You may enter the country for the 1 week. I see you have a return flight and you are applying for a visa.
My heart sank. I made it. I am allowed in the country.
But once you leave, you can't come back until you get the visa.
Oh, well, that's okay. So if I get my visa denied, then I'm not allowed back in America. No pressure then. She stamped my passport and kicked me out of the second room. So it was a win and a lose. I was technically deported, just it was delayed a week. I was allowed in the country for the week so I could celebrate the New Year's with my friends and also pack up my things in my Hollywood apartment, but I wasn't allowed to enter America until I got my visa. But it got approved 3 months later, but still, all in all, it's a lesson we can all learn from. Ladies, gentlemen, dogs and trees, don't mess with customs. They are not fun. Don't break the law and try to stay overdue. They will find out. However, having a visa is actually a lot of fun going through customs. The border controllers ask me what I do for a living, which I proudly respond with, I make Minecraft roleplays for a living. Then they stamp my visa and they let me in the country. Okay, that's not exactly true, but I explain I do YouTube and it starts some interesting conversations with the border controllers, except flying into LAX. Everyone in LAX hates you, and you do not want to be friends with anybody there. Avoid LAX. So that's my story on being deported. I know people will watch this video and be like, well, they should have just deported you because you were breaking the law. And for those people, I say, yeah, I was breaking the law. I confessed and I was confronted about it. Does it make you mad that I live here now? I worked hard to get where I am today, okay? But yeah, lesson learned. I will be following the rules from now on. It's not always a rise and shine with the visa though. I used to enter the country breezily until one fateful encounter with a border controller. Naturally, this happened at LAX. I was flying back from, this is irrelevant. Fun Controller Fred. No, it's not, okay? This is all related to customs and visas and being deported. This is the last story, okay? Fine. It better be. Sorry about that. Anyways, I was coming back from my trip in Australia, and at customs, this woman wanted to see a specific form which I didn't have on me. I never have it on me. I've been through customs a lot of times, and I was never asked for this form. A new law came into play while I was in Australia about security tightening up at customs. I didn't have the form, so she threatened to take my visa away. What? I literally did nothing wrong. She said it and just let me into the country. I don't get it. Why say that and then let me in the country? Why threaten to take my visa, but then let me in the country? Why threaten to take my visa away, but then let me in the country? Were you having a bad day and you just took it out on me? She was also someone I do not like. Surprisingly, it wasn't the same woman, but it was in LAX. Okay. Whew. that's it. I hope you enjoyed my really bad experiences at customs and getting deported. It's not fun, so don't do it. Don't overstay your due because you will get caught. If you did enjoy this story, please make sure you leave a like and let me know in the comments below if you have any funny stories about customs or airports yourself. Don't forget, I have another airport-related animation on my channel you may enjoy. It's linked in the description. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. Let me know if I'm doing a good job with these animations. And I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys!